What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, going back to Shinedown, yes indeed, Shinedown Fans feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-boobity bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Zach D, and Zach wanted to see me react to this song by Shinedown called 45.
When it comes to having a good time, I've got it down to a science. First you get yourself into the right clothes, then you get Cult 45.
Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Yup Sure. Yup Sure, all one word. Yup Sure. Put them together. Cool. And the video has 11,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Shinedown 45 Live HD Steel Stacks Main Stage Music Fest 2021. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Oh, great. One of these.
Let's take it back to 2003. 1, 2. Okay, so we know you brought your dancing shoes. Did you bring your singing voice? All right. See if you can spot this one. We're going all the way back to the very first album. You got it.
Feels like 6'8".
Send away for priceless gift. One night song, one night on the list. Send away for perfect world. One night simply so absurd. In these times of doing what you're told. Keep these feelings, no one knows. Whatever happens to the young man's heart. Swallow my pain as he slowly fell apart. And I'm staring down the barrel of the 45. I'm swimming through the ashes of an life.
Okay. The footage isn't great. All right. The video footage is not great, and the sound quality is not great. Having said that, I've seen and heard far worse quality than this. This is not bad. This is not bad. I'm getting a clear picture of what's happening on the stage, and I'm getting a pretty decent audio recording off of this. I don't know what this was filmed on. I don't know if this is, you know, an iPhone or a Pixel or, you know, one of the Galaxy phones. I don't know, but it's decent. It's decent. This is not terrible. Like I said, I've seen far worse on the channel. Far worse. We got that 6/8 going on. I like that. Feels good. It is kind of a slower song. I don't know if I would go as far as to say a ballad, but it definitely has ballad feels. It definitely has ballad characteristics, but I don't know if I would go as far as to call this an actual ballad. It is a slower paced song. I'm not always the biggest fan of these, if I'm being honest. I just, this is really not doing anything for me. But everything about the song does sound good. Everything about the song is pleasing to the ear. Everything makes sense. So I really, other than just personal taste, I mean, look at the song objectively, though, I got no complaints. Everything makes sense. Everything lines up. So, let's get back into this, shall we? Crowd interaction, stage interaction, right there.
There's a piece of a puzzle known as a life, wrapped in you until that time you see.
Yeah, exactly. From right there. Gonna point our camera down there. Okay. Not sure why. Maybe security was coming, I guess. I don't know. All right. Honestly, there really isn't a whole lot to talk about. Yeah, I not just off the top of my head, there's not a ton of things to discuss. So this is going to be a fairly short review. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Shinedown with 45. This was a request from Zach D. Okay, yeah, like I said, there's really not a whole lot to talk about here. So we should have a fairly short review. I guess we'll have to wait and see how that goes, though. Let's get started with the score. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.6. Yeah, 7.6. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 7.6. What does that mean? Well, a 7.6 would translate to a really good skill rating because overall, I think this was a really good presentation. It would also get 4 out of 5 stars and a B+ letter grade. So there you go, a 7.6, really good skill rating, 4 out of 5 stars, and a B+ letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? Well, so glad you asked. It's a slower style song. I'm not going to say it's a ballad. I don't feel comfortable calling this a ballad. But it definitely has ballad characteristics. It definitely has some ballad feels to it. It's definitely a slower style song. And guys, I'm not a fan of those kind of songs. I'm just not. I never have been. And honestly, I don't really ever see myself being a fan of songs like this. If I'm being honest, I really did not have a good time listening to this song. This is just not for me. It's not my thing. It's not my bag. It's not my jam. But if I look at the song objectively, they're not doing anything wrong. Everything sounds good. Everything's pleasing to the ear. The chordal progression flows really well. I will say for the breakdown section, modulating to the 5th and making the 5th the root, I thought that was smart. You know, the song's primarily, in E, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. Chordal progression, 1 to the 2 to the minor 3 to the 4, up to the 6 to the 7 to the 4 to the 3 to the 2 to the 1. Okay, I think that's what I heard. It was a little hard to hear. If I'm being honest, the sound quality on this video wasn't great. By cell phone standards, though, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't bad. I've heard far worse than this. But even this, the microphone was getting a little overdriven. So it was a little tough to hear exactly the chordal progression, but that's what I think that's what they were playing. I know that's close. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm blown away by that. I'm not. It's a fairly easy riff to follow. Is there anything wrong with that? No, there's nothing wrong with it. It's pleasing to the ear. It sounds good. It flows well. It makes sense. So, lots of other songs have used that exact same riff. So there's nothing wrong with it. As far as instrumentation goes, everybody sounded like they were playing their instruments well. I didn't hear any slop. I didn't hear anything dirty. So everybody sounded solid across the board from everyone. Nobody really played anything all that impressive. Nothing played anything that I would say was great, but it was solid playing across the board from everybody. So, that's a solid job. It's a really good job across the board. Now, based on musicianship and based on songwriting, I would give this honestly about a 7.2. If I'm being honest, 7.2 sounds about right. Yeah, 7.2, but I'm giving this a 7.6. What happened there? Well, if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you already know what I'm going to say. So say it with me, kids.
Sing it out one time.
A live show can help your score or it can hurt your score. And in this case, it helped. It did help. Let's go down the checklist. Let's see how many boxes they checked off. Stage presence, check. Yeah, they look like performers. They act like performers. Yeah, they got nothing to worry about there. Their stage presence is definitely intact. Stage energy. This is a little bit of a slower song. Okay, so am I expecting people to be running around the stage? No. Am I expecting people to be doing cartwheels? No. Am I expecting people, this is still my favorite, am I expecting people to be shot out of a cannon? No. All I'm expecting is some effort. And we had it here. There was a lot of movement and motion. Granted, everybody was kind of walking, everybody was kind of being casual about it, but it was still being done. Nobody in the band stood there with their feet rooted into the ground like a bunch of trees, and they stood there not moving an inch, playing their instruments while staring at their shoes. Yeah, that's thrilling to watch, boy. Let me tell you. No, we didn't have that. Even with a slower style song, the guitar player was moving around, the lead singer was moving around, the bassist, whenever we got to see him, he was moving around. So yeah, there was definitely movement and motion happening on the stage, creating that stage energy. So I was happy about it. It gets the check. Stage interaction, yep, check. A lot of stage interaction between the lead vocalist and the guitar player. Quite a bit of interaction between those two. And then at the end, all four of them coming together to interact with the drummer. I thought that was really nice. Or all three of them coming together to interact with the fourth band, the drummer. That's what I meant to say. So yeah, stage interaction gets a check. Crowd interaction. Are you kidding me? There was a ton. Even before the song started, the lead vocalist was interacting with the crowd. You know, asking them leading questions and getting a cheap pop by mentioning the name of the festival they were at. So that's smart. It's a cheap pop, but it's still a pop. So yeah, crowd interaction absolutely gets a check. Showmanship. Yep, check. That's all 5 boxes. So showmanship, they were looking good. They were doing the power poses that that a lot of rockers do. Lead vocalist getting down, squatting down. It's just generally putting on a great visual show between the use of stage energy, stage interaction, and crowd interaction. It looked really good. Production. It's a festival. But they might have been the headliners. I couldn't really tell if the lights were designed to go with that song or not. Nothing about their lights screamed programming. It just seemed just like random lights. So I'm not going to give them the check for that, but remember, guys, production, that's bonus points, unless you're a production-based band. Now, if you're one of these bands that relies on production to put on your live show for you, then your production better be on point. And that's not these guys. So they got the main 5. That's the most important. And that's how we came up from, like I said, about a 7.2 up to a 7.6. I feel good with that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 7.6, which is a really good skill rating, 4 out of 5 stars, and a B+ letter grade. Yeah, B+. B as in boy. Take your pick. I don't care. Whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score. I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, that did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.